Greetings to all viewers and fellow practitioners. Welcome back to Compassion and Wisdom in this special episode May. Today, we reflect on a deeply real and often painful question. Why do some people work their entire lives yet remain poor? They are not lazy. They live honestly, kindly, and humbly. They work from dawn to dusk counting every coin, and yet they struggle, always just barely getting by. Meanwhile, others who may not try as hard seem to live in abundance and ease. Why? Is it fate, or is it the injustice of society? The Buddha taught, nothing happens by chance. Poverty is not a punishment, it is karma. A kind of invisible karma, quietly shaping our lives across many lifetimes. And unless we understand the root of poverty, no matter how hard we work, we may remain trapped in the same painful cycle. In Buddhism, action does not stop at body and speech. It also includes mental karma, the thoughts, beliefs, and deep-rooted perceptions sown in our consciousness across many lifetimes. This mental karma, also known as invisible karma, is the silent root of much of what happens in your life. You may have worked hard, lived kindly, and harmed no one, yet your life still hasn't improved. So what's stopping you from receiving abundance? The Buddha taught that karma doesn't just arise from actions, but also from our intentions. The state of your mind determines the flow of your life. So even if you've done many good deeds, if your mind is still filled with fear, doubt, attachment, and a lack of faith in abundance, prosperity may struggle to reach you. A true story. I once met a temple janitor named Tom. She worked very diligently, sweeping the courtyard, cooking meals, caring for others. She helped anyone who asked, never complaining. One day I asked her, have you ever thought about doing something to improve your life? She shook her head. No, master. I'm afraid. I'm scared of losing. I only know how to hold tightly to what little I have. I asked further, do you often give or practice generosity? She lowered her head. I can barely feed myself. How can I give to others? At that moment, I said nothing more, but I knew deep inside, her poverty wasn't due to her circumstances. It came from fear, from the deep belief that I am poor and I will always be this way. That is invisible karma, silent but immensely powerful. What is a poverty mindset? A poverty mindset isn't just about not having money. It's a system of negative beliefs about wealth, success, and your own worth. People trapped in this mindset often think, money is hard to earn. I'm not capable. Rich people aren't necessarily kind. Better to be poor and peaceful than rich and miserable. These thoughts may seem harmless, but they create karma daily, causing you to reject prosperity, lose opportunities, and block the natural flow of blessings. Silent expressions of poverty mindset. Fearing loss more than creating value. Those with a poverty mindset often hold on to money tightly. They're afraid to invest in learning, to lend, or to give. They constantly live in a state of lack and fear. But just like a dammed river, money that doesn't flow becomes stagnant. The Buddha said, money is like water. If it doesn't flow, it dies. Comparison and envy instead of gratitude and insight. People with a poverty mindset often compare and complain. Why are they rich and I'm still struggling? I haven't done anything wrong. Why doesn't the universe favor me? Instead of understanding cause and effect, they fall into envy and blame, unaware that envy cuts the roots of blessings. Complaints sow the seeds of future poverty. Believing money is evil and the rich are immoral. This is a common form of wrong view, Micha Dithi. The rich must have done something shady. Money only brings suffering, conflict, and sorrow. This belief causes them to subconsciously reject opportunities for wealth, thinking money will only lead to pain. But the Buddha taught clearly, money is neither good nor evil. It all depends on the mind of the person using it. How does a mindful person view money? A mindful person does not blame money, nor do they idolize it. They see clearly the true nature of money. Money is neither good nor bad. It is simply a tool. Like a knife, it can be used to chop vegetables, cook meals, save lives, or to harm others. Money itself is not to blame. It all depends on the mind of the person using it. Money amplifies what is within us. If the person holding money has a kind heart, compassion, and gratitude, then money becomes a means to do good, to nourish and to uplift. If the inner self is filled with envy, greed, and selfishness, money only adds to suffering and creates more karma. Money is a means, not the ultimate goal. Without money, life is difficult. But with money alone, and no wisdom or ethics, one can easily fall into ruin. The mindful person uses money to support the body, to help others, and to build long-lasting merit. A real-life example, transforming karma through inner strength. Nick Vujicic, the man born without arms and legs, once felt hopeless and even contemplated ending his life. Born with severe physical disabilities, he was mocked by peers, brought sorrow to his parents, and seemed to have no future. But then, he awakened. He chose to change from within. Instead of blaming the heavens, he began to feel grateful for what he had. Instead of fearing life, he learned to speak, to write, to share, to love himself. He once said, "I don't need arms and legs to be successful. I just need a heart that doesn't give up." From despair, he rose to become a global speaker, a millionaire, and a source of inspiration to millions. Not because of any miracle from the outside, but because he transformed the poverty karma within his own heart. 3 practical steps to transform the poverty mindset, Buddhist application. If you feel burdened by limiting beliefs, if you're struggling in the daily grind of survival, then now is the time to start the journey of transforming your inner karma. Step 1. Identify your negative beliefs. Sit down, in stillness, and ask yourself, what do I really believe about money? Am I always afraid of losing, of failing? Do I deep down believe I'm unworthy of wealth? Awareness is the beginning of healing. You don't need to force change. Just observe, with mindfulness and compassion. Step 2. Start giving, no matter how small. Generosity doesn't have to wait until you're rich. $1, a cup of water, a word of encouragement, all are seeds of merit. The Buddha taught, give with a joyful heart, and the blessings will be limitless. Giving not only opens the heart, it breaks the cycle of stinginess and karmic leakage. When you give, you open the channel to receive. Money flows, and flows better. Step 3. Plant new beliefs daily. The mind is soil, your words are seeds. So begin planting new, empowering affirmations in your consciousness. I am transforming my poverty mindset. I am grateful for what I have and ready to receive conscious abundance. I use money as a tool for merit and to grow compassion. Repeat them every day, gently, like breath. And slowly, you'll feel a quiet but real shift, a movement in the karmic energy of your life. Preparing for the conclusion, when you realize that poverty doesn't come from the outside, but from what lies hidden within your mind, you will also understand this truth. The door to sustainable wealth doesn't lie in luck or external opportunity. It lies in awakening and inner transformation. Through today's journey of listening and reflection, we have stepped into one of the deepest questions of human life. Why do some people remain poor their entire lives? And the answer does not lie in fate, nor in luck. It lies in karma, that invisible force, yet operating with precise accuracy through every action, every word, and every subtle thought arising in the depths of our minds. To understand past karma, to recognize the thinness of our merit, and especially to become aware of the invisible karmic imprints within our consciousness, is to be holding in our hands the first key to unlock the door that leads us out of the cycle of scarcity. We cannot go back and erase the past, but we can, starting right now, from this very breath, plant new seeds with mindfulness, with compassion, with right understanding. In episode 11, we will go beyond understanding and step into the path of transformation. How do we replant merit? How do we live in abundance without attachment? How can money become a tool for liberation rather than a chain of bondage? We warmly invite you to continue this journey, for true transformation begins right here. If today's message touched something within you, if you saw yourself reflected in part of this story, if you felt a sense of peace, clarity, or awakening, then please leave a like, share a comment, or send this video to someone you feel may need it. Who knows, from one small video, a great turning point may begin. Thank you for listening. See you in episode 11, How to Become Wealthy According to Buddhist Teachings, on the channel 2B and Tritoy Compassion and Wisdom. Namo Amitabha Buddha.